Today I'm going to show you how to make a chicken sun-dried tomato, mozzarella, and basil panini, one of our class's favorite sandwiches. A panini is a sandwich that's either grilled or toasted and pressed. It usually has some type of cheese and meat inside, but really you can put whatever you like. For this recipe you will need 2 6-inch pocketless pitas or any type of flatbread you can find. You can also substitute thin sliced Italian bread, which is more traditional. 4 ounces of sliced chicken, it could be grilled, fried, or baked. About 1/3 cup of shredded mozzarella. 2 sun-dried tomatoes. About 3 or 4 fresh basil leaves. Salt and pepper to taste. You're also going to need 1/2 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar, 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, and 2 teaspoons of store-bought or homemade pesto, which is optional. And lastly, some cooking spray for your pan. So let's start preparing these sandwiches. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to prepare your chicken. It's up to you how you would like to cut it. You can either cut it into small dices or you can cut it into thin strips. I'd like to cut it into thin strips because I feel like it stays better in the sandwich. It doesn't pull out as easily, but you can prepare it any way you want. After it's all cut up, you're going to put it back into a mixing bowl. The next thing we're going to do is we're clean off our knife, clean off our cutting board, and we're going to julienne or cut thin strips of our sun-dried tomato. Sun-dried tomato has a very delicious taste. They are tomatoes that are ripe and lose most of their water content after spending a majority of their drying time in the sun. Up next is our basil. We're going to cut our basil into a chiffonade, which is a ribbon-like cut. The easiest way to do this is after you clean and wash and dry these well, stack them together, and then roll them into a cylinder, and then slice them with a sharp knife into thin strips or strands. And this is how you get a chiffonade cut. We've added our prepared basil and sun-dried tomatoes to our chicken. Next, we're going to add our mozzarella. And now we're going to season. We're going to add a pinch of ground pepper or about 2 turns in a pepper mill. We're going to add a pinch of salt. Then we're going to add our balsamic vinegar, about 1/2 teaspoon. This is just going to help enhance the flavors of this dish. We're going to add our olive oil. The extra virgin olive oil has really great flavor and helps balance out the acidity of the vinegar. Next, we're going to combine all of these ingredients together, and that is going to be our filling for our sandwich. Really simple, really delicious. Now we're going to fill our sandwich. So there's 2 sides to these flatbreads or pocketless pita. There's a rough side and a smooth side. The smooth side is the outside layer. The reason for that is because that is the side that is going to come in contact with the heat, and it's easier to toast a smooth surface than a bumpy surface. I'm going to add a little bit of pesto sauce to half of my panini, just so you can see what the options are. This is optional, but it really does add a great flavor. Pesto sauce is a combination of basil, pine nuts, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese. Next, I'm going to top this with all of my filling. Now this is enough filling for 1 sandwich or 2 halves. It's a very hearty sandwich, and it doesn't look like it's going to be so filling because it's going to be pressed down, but it is. And you can see there's a lot of ingredients here. Just make sure that all the filling goes more in the center of the panini than the edges, because these sandwiches are going to be pressed. And the heat and the pressure are going to have the ingredients spill to the outside. So that is why you want to make sure all the ingredients are in the center. So I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make a panini. The first way I'm going to show you is with a panini press. Okay, you can see that there are grill plates on this panini press, and there are heat settings as well. We're going to go for a high setting because we want to get a nice toasted outside. And since it's like a clamshell and the heat is going to be intense on the inside, this sandwich is going to cook quickly and the ingredients are going to melt really, really fast. So what you want to do is you want to take your pan spray, spray the pan, And then when the pan is hot, add your sandwich and pull down the top clamshell. And you're going to pull it down with a little bit of pressure so that you start helping it to press the sandwich. Okay, we're going to let it toast for about 3 to 4 minutes. You want to check it periodically to make sure that it is not getting too brown too fast. After about 4 or 5 minutes, you're going to open the lid, and there you have it, a nice, perfectly pressed, crispy sandwich. Now, if you don't have a panini press, you can easily make this sandwich on your stove. You just have to be a little creative. I'm going to take a nonstick pan. I'm going to spray it with a little pan spray, a regular pan if you don't have a nonstick pan. I'm going to place my panini into my pan that's been preheated. I'm going to spray the top with a little pan spray, and then I'm going to press it down with a heavy pot. Or you can press it down with a heavy pot that has water in it. Whatever that is going to add a little bit of weight to this sandwich. After about 2-3 minutes, you're going to hear that it's getting nice and crispy on one side. You can hear a little sizzling. You're going to turn it over, and you're going to repeat the process on the other side. About 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure you watch your flame. You're looking for melted cheese. You're looking for golden brown on the outside, nice and crispy. So that's our sandwich using 2 different methods for making a panini machine as well as our saute pan. Both methods produce a nice golden brown exterior, nice and crunchy with a melted center. Now don't forget, the sky's the limits when it comes to fillings for paninis as well as breads. You can fill it with your favorite vegetables, your favorite meats and cheeses, add your favorite spread or dressing, and maybe you'll be able to create your own favorite panini. Thanks for watching our recipe on chicken, sun-dried tomato, mozzarella, and basil panini. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, LICHS Culinary, and hit that bell for notifications for when we post new videos.